This is step 2 of how to fix your low market value. So now in step 1, we got all of our evidence together that we're going to use to try and convince the property appraiser that they made a mistake. In step 2 is time to contact the property appraiser. So Google your county property appraiser's office. It'll have their contact phone number, and call them up and say, I believe that the market value on my property is not accurate and I would like to speak with someone. They'll usually transfer you to the person who is responsible for making residential property valuations for your area. The bigger your county, there may be 5, 6, 8, 10 of these folks. They sort of divide up segmented areas of the county, and you'll hopefully be transferred to the one that does the valuations for your area. They may not be able to talk to you right away. You may have to leave them a message and ask them to call you back, but eventually you'll get them on the phone. And when you do, you say, hi, my name is so-and-so, and I have gotten the impression that my market value on my home is too low. And one of the first things they're likely to say is, oh goodness, why would you care if your market value is low? If that is the case, you want to explain a little bit and say, look, I know that when I go to sell my home someday, that my homestead savings are the difference in my market value and my assessed value of my property. So if my market value is too low, that means I don't have as much homestead savings to transfer. And if you're in a situation where you're going to be selling in the near future, you say, look, I'm going to be selling in the near future and I want to make sure that my homestead savings are as high as possible. If you're not going to be selling in the near future, you just say, someday I might be selling my home and I want to make sure that my market value is accurate then, so I'd like to go ahead and get it adjusted now. Usually with that short explanation, they'll understand that they can't just throw you off track with something easy. So your next step is to say, I would like to request an informal conference. I understand I'm entitled to one by law, to show you my evidence and try and convince you that you were not accurate when you determined my market value on January the 1st. So sometimes at this point they'll say, well, let's just talk about it over the phone. And it's probably best to say, no, can we schedule a meeting, and then come into the meeting and bring your evidence, hopefully an appraisal, if not a comparative market analysis, your sales contract, to come in and sit down with them, show them what you have, sort of form a personal connection. It's like anything else where you're trying to convince someone that they made an error, and you want to make your best argument, and it's probably best to do that in person.